Welcome to John Boy and Jake Radio. It's June 4th. It's episode 222. 222. Someone's favorite number 3 times. If their favorite number's 2. My name's John Boy. I got Jake with me. Got BBD with me. Thursday, last episode of the week. We got Quentin, Matt, Amanda, and Peter in the chat. They say good afternoon, good morning, and what's up. Jake, I say good afternoon, good morning, and what's up to you? How you doing, dude?
James, David, how are you? I'm doing okay. Operation New World Day 7 or whatever we're on. Going over the highlights, some scary stuff in the city last night. Kettling, my new word of the day. Kettling. And I think it's an old European war tactic that I can best describe as the garbage disposal scene from Star Wars. Basically trapping people. The people that were protesting in New York were doing it peacefully. And then the cops kind of surrounded them. And once the people were surrounded, then they were hostile to leave. So kettling is my Sesame Street word of the day.
It's like the Bastard Bowl?
Yeah.
Battle of the Bastards?
Yeah. Like I think that would be a topical tweet. Maybe I'll even go there. Maybe I won't. Outside of that, some more Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt last night.
How are you enjoying that?
I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's, I've always been a big Tina Fey fan, back to her SNL days. I think you get some good, cheap jokes. I mean, I don't want to say tropes because that's a new word in my vocabulary. With the lady that they rent their apartment from, the like crazy white lady, she's kind of the character. She could say anything and like it's kind of a joke. She's just off the deep end.
She's just got that voice.
Jane Krakowski obviously has a lot of layup, like white rich privilege jokes, which are layups but fun. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, Titus is gonna bring the spunk. And yeah, I mentioned this. We recorded Talking Knicks last night, but Titus gets a job as a waiter at a themed scary restaurant where the actors put on a show, and he's a werewolf. And he, his first day dressed up as a werewolf, he stays dressed up as a werewolf because he's like, wow, I get treated a lot better around New York City as a werewolf than I do a black person. And it's just another one of those moments that'll continue to slap us in the face going forward of like, yeah, this has been around. It just seemed like a quippy joke in a show or something like that. So I'm doing all right. I told you so briefly that I had just another big breakfast, man. We went grocery shopping yesterday. So I had like a Cliff Bar. I had blueberries. I had some wheat thins and hummus. I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah, I'm just like a morning, like out of control eater.
It's good. I haven't eaten anything yet today. We're opposites.
I know it. What's going on over there, Big Poppy?
Not much. Exciting. Last day of my life without a dog until McDougal dies in like a decade or 15 years, which, I told Katie, should we go celebrate our last day alive without a dog? And then we both were like, nah, I don't even know what that means.
Because there will be a gap after McDougal too.
No, we're breeding them, dude. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some ridiculous scenes. Jimmy's showing the Kimmy Schmidt scene on the YouTube machine, our live broadcast.
Jake, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I watched the first season. I was kind of just watching it to watch it because I was working 9 to 5, needed distractions, background stuff. It's a world. Like, anyone that goes in and then they're like instantly like, I can't be in this pool right now. Like, it is way too deep for me. I get it. But eventually, if you start enjoying that deep end and you just chill in there, it's a lot of fun. But it's a whole like world.
Yeah, I mean, think about the things you have to come to grips with if you're watching the show. I mean, the main character is a character who was locked up in a bunker for 15 years. So, yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you're saying. You have to be, prepared for that, and you're gonna get a lot of quick hitter jokes. I'll have to start differentiating them in episodes because there's some that trip me up good, and I'm like, that's really good humor. And then there's some that are a little too layup-y, like.
Are you still on season 1?
Oh yeah, very early.
Dude, there's this. I just tried to Google it, but I couldn't find it. There's this old man, and he says something about like a statue, like a monument or a statue. I think he tries to fight the statue. It made me laugh at the time. I forget what it was.
There's some quirky,
be on the lookout.
Not mainstream, like not ABC, NBC, or whatever it originally aired on humor. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Titus's real name is Titus?
Yes.
Not Andromedon, though.
No.
Anything else going on this morning? I had something very exciting happen for me the other day, but no one would appreciate it. I've been reading this book about Wild Bill, but at the time that I bought it, it wasn't out in paperback yet, and I hate hardcover books. So I went and I bought the paperback version for like $5. And then all my highlights, all my underlines and highlights, I just sat down and I transferred them. And I got rid of the hardcover. Well, I didn't get rid of it. If someone wants it, they can have it. I'll send it to them. But that was like a very big day for me. Like, oh yeah, now I'm excited to read this. It's paperback. I can put it in my back pocket, bring it anywhere. So that was a huge day.
I don't think it is a big day for you.
I was excited about it.
Oh yes. But I think when you go in the annals of history of your life, I don't think that'll be recorded as a big day for you. And I'm sorry.
It turned the day around.
If I can't keep you in check, nobody can, Jim.
It turned the day around.
Turn the page.
Day by day.
You excited to go to Amish country? Is this your first time going to Amish country?
Yeah, I'm going to Amish land. No, it's not my first time going to Amish country. We did it as youths where you go and... Is it rude? I think the tourism helps Amish people. I don't think they're saying like, leave us alone, get out of here. I think they welcome, like they give like horse and buggy rides, and I think like you can go to like, get like Amish meals. I don't know. I'm now just trying to wonder, are we exploiting them or are we helping them when we go visit these Amish countries? David, you're our Amish expert. What do you think?
Yeah.
My immediate reaction was I think they like teaching people about their way of life. I guess it depends which town you're going to and stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I had spent a decent amount of time near them.
Yeah. Here's 5 do's and don'ts when visiting Amish country.
Here you go. This is big for you.
Do's. Explore. When visiting Amish communities, don't just follow the tourism brochures. Instead, go off the main roads. If you see a little gravel road angling off into the countryside, follow it.
Yeah. That's no, that's bullshit.
Okay. Bullshit. That seems like you might walk into someone's front yard.
Like, I don't know. Like, we have a plan whenever we go somewhere else. Like, I don't know. I guess
how about this?
If you have a day to spend, sure. But like, I don't know. Sometimes people have places to go.
Well, I think this is when you go for a day. That's what they're saying. When you visit Amish country.
Right, but you're not. So I'm taking it off your
I'm not doing that. I'm getting the dog.
I don't want you doing that. Okay.
Bring cash because they operate in just cash. Awesome. Visit home-based businesses. If you see a handwritten sign advertising eggs for sale or fresh tomatoes or homegrown sweet corn, by all means, don't be. So the Amish are profiting off this. So that's good. We're not. It's not a rude thing. I don't think.
I had one request. I was gonna say if you see like some Amish coffee, go get that and just tell me what's going on with it.
All right. Okay, will do. This says this was a tricky one, but dress respectfully. Okay, interesting. What should I wear tomorrow? I found that how you dress doesn't matter to many Amish, but some groups, perhaps about 1/3, do care. And it's not always who you'd think. Sometimes the most conservative Amish don't really care, but the more progressive evangelical ones do. I generally don't wear shorts to Amish country. That's going to be really tough if it's hot out tomorrow. For me, I'll wear khakis or jeans, no flip-flops. Modesty is appreciated. I don't have pants that I can wear right now. Don'ts. Don't shoot the breeze. Time is money. It's a transactional culture. Don't go into Amish furniture store or harness shop or quilt depot and start shooting the breeze and asking a bunch of questions or just nagging them. Okay.
Oh man, you're gonna do bad in Amish land.
Photograph disrespectfully, so don't take candid shots, I guess. Turn your headlights or brights on at night because they spook the horses. Great to know. Don't approach the children.
What was that?
Don't turn your high beams on when you're driving on the Amish roads because
Don't turn your high beams on
because they spook the horses.
Gotcha.
It's great to know.
Normal headlights, fine.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good to know. That's an important note on that.
But I don't know how much. I think we're just getting the dog, hanging out, and leaving.
If you see an In-N-Out coffee, I'd like to know what the Amish's coffee game is at.
Okay, sounds good. Dude, did you see the Granky quote from my breakdown yesterday?
Mm-mm.
It's so funny. People are having a blast with it right now and posting on Twitter and in the comments. So Granky got ejected from the game after only throwing 4 pitches. So he then starts the very next game. Then they go to the All-Star break, and then he starts the game out of the All-Star break. So he started 3 games in a row for his team, which was the second time ever it's been done. His quote on it was, "Even though it's been done before, I feel like it's the first time ever being done. I'm excited about it." So I ended
good way to live.
That's how I ended the breakdown. Hey, you want to achieve something today? Just have this mentality. So a lot of people are making jokes like, hey, I know other people have liked this video before, but I feel like I'm the first one to like it and I'm excited about it.
Hey man, and that's when you're telling kids about being unique or special or you're living your life, live like that. I'm the first person to put my feet up on this chair today.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Have other people done it? Yeah, but not in this manner. Not today.
Yeah.
So yeah, appreciate yourself, I think is what Zach Greinke's saying.
Uh-huh. He does have a point that I left out because it's not as funny. Is the other guy who did it, it was the last game of the season and the first game of the season.
So yeah.
So he was the first to do it in a calendar year, but still, like, even his reason for how he did it is still just as, like, flawed. He got ejected, and then it's not like he started.
Gonna be flawed.
Yeah, it's going to be flawed no matter what. So, I know it's been done before. I know it's been done before, but I think it's the first time it's ever been done.
Let me air out a couple pitches in the first inning the next game. Why not?
Yeah. Pretty good.
That would have been good.
Openers had to have done it recently.
That would have been good if they had if they had an off day after and the next day was his throw day. And it's like, hey, I don't know. History's fun, right? Isn't this entertainment?
Who would be the number one? It would be like Stanek or Romo would be to see if we've had an opener do it, right?
I feel like they space them out,
Mm-hmm.
I guess they still don't like having people go 3 days in a row, no matter what.
And I think part of the opener is like, relief pitchers usually only throw 2 dominant pitches, so you just don't want the same guys to see them repeatedly because then they kind of know.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I feel like the Yankees have seen. Feel like the Yankees saw Stanek twice in the same series, but I feel like it was spaced out. I could be wrong though. I don't know.
He also. It looks like. So he pitched 3 games in a row here, but it was out of the pen.
They would opener and then they'd use him in like the normal bullpen.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't open him back to back. Looks like here's one. September 3rd and September 4th, he started back-to-back games, but then he did not start the next game.
He got traded, right? Where's he at now?
Oh, wait, hold on. He did 3 days in a row, but only one of them was start. Stanek got traded to the A's, Dodgers, Marlins. Just went down south a little.
South.
Yeah. Anything else going on? You want to hop to the sports? So wait. I was tuned out. What happened in New York yesterday with the kettle? I thought it was getting more peaceful. It stayed bad.
So it was peaceful. Again, this was from my girl Lindsay Adler's feed.
She's been great, by the way.
She's the best. We love Lindsay Adler. I'll get some actual details on it. So she retweeted Allie Watkins, who is with the New York Times. But yeah, she's got pictures protesting through Brooklyn. Everything was good, de-escalating every situation. Till 8 p.m. they went to Cadman Plaza, and she calls it a strategic nightmare. But they ran into a line of cops they weren't going to go past them, so they were like, all right, and they went to turn around, and then they had basically seen that they'd been cornered and trapped. And then the leader, and again, this is one side of the story. This is Allie Watkins side of the story. Blue check if that matters to you. Shouldn't. It says the riot cops began pushing them back a block into more cops. Batons started coming out, and then just got ugly.
Yeah, that's sad. Curfew's crazy. Like every single phone went off.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. There's so many details and little things tied to everything. There's a Jake quote, but like, I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of people that are still trying to work those hours or get home those hours. And, there's a video that was like a guy riding a bike just trying to like clearly not be involved and like getting
the cop was beating him up. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. Like there's there's a few problems going on in the States right now.
Hey, is that fucker Jared Yoon getting in trouble yet?
Jared Yoon. I don't know. I saw all 4 of the Minnesota guys are now in custody, right? So that's good.
Yeah, they upped the charge from 3rd degree to second degree, I think.
Yeah.
Which is the most they can, like they can't charge him with first.
Right.
So
and
I
that's
think
where it starts getting funky legal stuff because it's got to be premeditated and things like that. So, yeah, man, it's, I don't know. It will go on and it's going to continue to go on. I guess that's if you're one of our younger listeners that is like, hey, we get it. Things are bad. Like, why are we still doing this stuff?
Fuck this dude.
Oh,
Jared Yoon posted on his Instagram, I apologize. You've done stupid shit too. You can't judge a person from a 10-second video. So instantly, no, you don't really apologize.
Yeah.
This is the San Jose cop who shot someone and was just like licking his lips, excited to beat up peaceful protesters.
Oh, that dude.
I've worked very hard for San Jose Police Department. I've talked to Chief Garcia, and I'm not going to lose my job over one stupid thing. It won't happen again. Man, I mean, good on him for not even, like, putting on the sheep clothing. Like, he didn't even hide who he was. I apologize. You've done stupid shit, too. So, not whatever. Fuck that guy. I mean,
you shot someone at your job, right?
Yeah. He should not be a cop.
But what was I hired for?
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let's go into the sports.
Drew Brees. Drew found himself in the thick of it last night. Came out with a statement defending the flag and the troops and all that stuff. And kind of exhibit A of someone that you want to put on display of like just missing the point. A lot of his former teammates and current teammates coming out with tweets and responses to that. He's come out with an apology that's somewhat lackluster in its own way. We'll talk about that a little bit. The MLB officially rejects the players' offer from a couple weeks ago that they already rejected of the 112 games. We'll see. We actually kind of got bad baseball news yesterday, and we talked about that a little bit, so we'll go in there. And then the NBA is finalizing its plan to return 22 teams, a little bit of a funky format, but I think kind of something I've been harping on is that they needed to make sure that guys were in game shape and the product would be good for the playoffs, and they've kind of come up with a format for that.
All right. NBA finalizing its return to come back. That's exciting. Knicks aren't going to be part of it.
No, so it's the top 22 teams out of 30. The Knicks did not make that. A New York sports team that spent a lot of money on free agents this offseason. And yeah, it's I mean, it's okay. We did talk in Knicks last night if you're interested in that side of it. It was actually a fun episode. We started off and we talked about some of the issues and got, kind of everybody's thoughts. So a lot of guys that haven't been in front of the mic yet. So that was good. And then we did some Knicks stuff. We did some highlights of the Knicks season, which a little bit of a comedy show. But yeah, they are out. Go check out Talking Knicks. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's exciting. It's the NBA is going to do it. I think their product is, if everything has been checked, if they go to Game 7 of the NBA Finals, that would lead them to October 13th, I think it said. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, and BBD, I don't know if you want to talk about the round robin at all, because I still fully don't get it. But I don't know. I think there's 9 teams in the East, so one team will be eliminated and not be in the postseason, and then there's quick math would be 12 teams in the West.
Cool.
So
I want to see, is there somewhere, I love interesting tournament formats. I think it stems from Luke's baseball team going to all these different tournaments when he was a youth and just seeing the different ways they get to a winner. Is there a easy to follow bracket or something?
Woj probably.
I don't know if the bracket. Yeah,
they haven't made the schedule yet. I know it's like every team left is gonna get 8 more regular season games, and it's everyone. Any teams within 4 games of the last spot. Is that what it is?
Something like that. And
I play think a 2-game set or whatever, or a double elimination for the lower seed.
Number 1 team that's kind of getting screwed from this is the Tim's Grizzlies. Because the Grizzlies were in the 8 seed, and I think they're most there's a good chance they could not be in the playoffs, which sucks for a young team that did a lot of fun stuff with Ja Morant, had Iguodala hold out and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's smart. I mean, the Pelicans, the Trailblazers, a couple of teams that people are going to be really interested in are going to be playing more basketball. So it's kind of good on the NBA. And yeah, man, it's going to be fun to watch when it happens.
So I have the Woj article here. The play-in tournament will include the number 8 and 9 teams if the 9th seed finishes the regular season within 4 games of the 8th. So if they're not within 4 games, the 9th team isn't even part of it. Correct?
It goes straight to the playoffs.
Yeah, in that case, the number 8 seed enters a double elimination tournament, and the number 9 seed a single elimination tournament. Oh, I guess there's going to be a loser's bracket and stuff. Interesting. Someone lay this out for me in a fun way. I want to look at it.
If we're going to get a chart.
Yeah. Could use a chart.
I know it's the 8th seed has to win 1 game. The 9th seed would have to beat them twice. But
I have
everything's in Orlando.
I have 2 cable boxes in my apartment, but we put the second one in the other room, Jake, because if you remember, that was originally the office, and this was the bedroom. We switched them. And I need to figure out, I want a TV, right there, so I could watch these games.
Run a really long wire on the wall with the staple gun. That was a good time at the office.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to. It looks like there might be cabling already in here. I don't know. I don't think I can get Optimum to come here, but I need to get cable in here at some point. MLB rejects. Yeah.
I was going to segue us to the MLB, but I was going to do it in a professional fashion because I'm a pros pro. And this current plan has the NBA coming back July 31st. And this is from Field Yates's tweet. Field Yates is that gentleman's name. Premier League is supposed to come back June 17th. La Liga is supposed to come back June 11th. NHL is still not on the board, but they're looking mid-July. PGA, June 11th. MLS, end of June. And I think that brings us to baseball, Jim, because although we like to talk about, the coronavirus and safety, and we like to talk about, playing the games and baseball matters, A lot of this is money driven. We've kind of been on that from the start, and the other leagues are coming back. And if baseball wants to be baseball and get almost like a Corona boost of being the first of the 4 pro sports to come back, they've got to put it together. And the news yesterday was kind of not good.
Yeah, and an egg on my face because I was all high spirits, but they're just rejecting offers. It's just, we're not even gonna counter that. I didn't counter. I joked about that yesterday, and a lot of people were like, "You don't know how negotiations work," and it's like, I do. You make an offer and then you counter, and you do a red line and you counter, and then you don't say we're not even going to counter, and then offer something else. That's just a counter.
A lot of non-starters and a lot of non-counters for a negotiation.
Yeah. The union is putting the ball completely in MLB's court and saying, you go fuck the public.
Yeah.
Yeah. The union said, I have it here. According to the agreement, it is up to MLB to propose season length, using best efforts to play as many games as possible while taking into account player safety and health rescheduling needs, competitive. Where's the quote? It was a good quote. Right now, it's up to the owners to decide whether it's important to play baseball this year and to consider the potential long-term consequences of disappearing from the public sight for 18 months. That's what the union put out. And it's like, yeah, ball's in your court, owners.
Yeah.
Are you going to fuck up the future of the sport? I just airdropped something to myself. That was weird.
Airdrop. Yeah, man. And hey, again, hopefully this is just the last week of chicken. Owners are trying to pull out all the stops this week because, again, if we could get players down for June 10th, wherever down is, or start playing baseball, we could probably get baseball by the 4th of July and have almost a month of a only baseball world. And man, you know what? I'll talk myself out of all the negative news I saw from beat writers. Don't care. Baseball knows there's an opportunity / also a non-opportunity to lose baseball for the 18 months. And if they want to do this, it start at the beginning of July, own July, get people interested. Yes, get ready for the articles that ratings go down when the NBA playoffs are happening in August. That's fine. And the other thing, Jim, that I think is important that came out was that the owners are pretty steadfast about not going into November, December, which the players kind of threw in their plan as almost a jab, just to do it, just to fuck with the owners.
We knew, because they fear the fall return of Corona, and they want to get the playoffs in while it's still somewhat hot out. So
if you're the owners, I mean, July through the end of October, it's there for you. It's there for you. And if you really want to twist it up at this point, you're right. The players union is putting it on them. I don't know. Hopefully this is just the last week of a chicken dance.
A lot of people were saying, what's your meter at now? Because the new news was negative, right? And Jill, who's been in the chat the last couple of days, love you, Jill, appreciate you. She just asked, what's my meter at? I'm still a yes, like you, Jake. I'm still... this one didn't sway me. It more just gassed me. Like, shut up. That's where I'm at.
What's my meter at? What's my meter at?
Where's my funky meters hat?
Ooh, where's my funky meters hat? Yeah. Let's just say, you and I have a deal. Okay?
Deal? Okay, pending deal. This is negotiations. Let's see. Throw the offer my way. What's our deal?
We are staying positive that baseball is coming back until June 10th. And then we're just straight off the cliff.
Yeah. I'll agree to that. I will agree I will do my best to stay positive until June 10th. I mean, what but Jake, what if we get news barring...
Or I own your dog.
No. How about this? Barring
negotiations.
What if they come out and say there's going to be no deal on June 8th, the season's over, and then me and you are sitting there like putts being like, no, wait till June 10th. But they're like, confirmed it. So we need just a little out clause, like barring any official confirmation, we will stay positive until June 10th.
If
then
there's no baseball this year, I own your dog's tail.
I wonder if it got cut off. Wheatons don't really have tails.
Right.
Are you going to cut it off?
Your dogs?
Yeah, sometimes Wheaton have long tails, and sometimes they're like Zimmer's tail.
It helps the safety of the dog.
Zimmer's tail was clipped. I don't know anything about. I mean, seems like that sucks. I don't know why they do that. We didn't choose it.
Right.
I wonder what's going to happen. Dude, we have a pet store 2 blocks away, and we have a vet
Huge.
1 block away. And New York City is just wild.
Right.
Everything's everywhere. Like you don't have to leave your 2-block radius. It's also every block in New York City is just rinse and repeat. Bodega, laundromat, liquor store. Bodega, laundromat, liquor store.
Isn't it kind of mind-boggling though? Because there's a lot of pet shops. Like
a lot of pets, man. All the apartment buildings. Like there's probably 70 dogs in my building.
That's kind of where I get it for the vet or like places you drop your dog off during the day normally when it's not corona. But I don't know, just like there's a lot of pet like toy stores and leashes, and it's like I don't know.
We bought so many from Amazon, and then we were walking, and there's a store 2 blocks away. We're like, oh shit, okay.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think I'm going 33% of pet stores have something fishy going on. Hey yo, oy, 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 oy. Waka waka waka.
Barbaric. Let that word resound.
Girls are bad.
Hey, that's wearing my Stop Mansplaining Baseball shirt. So,
all right. Drew Brees goes on a show, and they ask him about like kneeling and stuff, and he says that the same old tired answer that says, you know, kneeling is disrespectful to the flag, and my grandparents were in World War II, so I think no one should kneel. And you understand people have these opinions. You understand people grow up ignorant to what's actually happening in the world outside of their bubble, right? And so ignorant that they refuse to listen and learn. You would not expect Drew Brees, who plays in the NFL and 70% of his teammates are black and plays in New Orleans, which is 60%, I think, black community.
65 was the number out.
65. Yeah. You would not expect Drew Brees to have never listened. You would think if there was anyone who is submerged in a culture where they have listened and heard and understand that the kneeling that Cap did, which was suggested by a soldier, was in no way disrespecting the flag or the troops at all. And a lot of people were like, hey, Drew Brees, you know, there was a lot of black soldiers in World War II. You know, it wasn't just white soldiers. So you would just think, I understand people still have those thoughts, and you would just think Drew Brees would be someone who kind of understands what was happening. The fact that he didn't or doesn't means he never listened. He never learned. He never asked. He never sought to understand or to hear what his black teammates were probably trying to tell him. And that's where it's like, huh? I understand the person grown up in a 99% white community with white parents and white grandparents and white great-grandparents. And, you know, Southbury, Connecticut, there was like one black kid came to our high school and everyone knew his name instantly because he was the one black kid in high school, you know? And there's a shitty ignorance that comes from growing up in that society that you have to break out of yourself when you're an adult and go travel and go listen and learn. Drew Brees like had it forced down him, dude. How does he never input all that? That's where it sucks.
Well, and that's where I think this can be a good example. And I hope Drew Brees can lean into it properly, better than just uploading the stock image of a white person and a black person embracing arms. which was part of his apology. But Jim, it's the idea that, Drew Brees, in his head, he's a proud American. And when he's been in the locker room, and like you're saying, like he plays a sport with, people of color, and he has, going back to college. So, okay, so let's put it, I mean, what Drew Brees does as a career, he's done for about 25 years now with a locker room that has a lot of diversity. And what you're saying is the key word, it's ignorance, because Drew Brees is saying, like, hey, man, I treat everyone fair. It kind of goes back to some of the early realizations of this conversation from a week ago of like, not being racist is not enough. But none of Drew Brees' teammates are calling him a racist or anything like that. They're just saying he's ignorant.
Some kind of said, I knew who he was.
No, the majority of people that have come out have kind of defended him. They've been like, hey, he's a smart guy. I've had great conversations with him. He won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award in the NFL, which is supposed to be their most prestigious award. And yeah, he came out with an apology that was a little bit lackluster, a little PR-y. The picture was extremely lackluster. But it's kind of the point. And, I've had some interesting conversations with friends over the past couple of days. And this whole thing ties into police and military. And it's like, people, we aren't fighting that. It's just kind of this weird image of, what we picture America as, or what we picture the American flag meaning to us. And guess what? It hasn't meant the same thing to a lot of people. That's where, make America great again. America hasn't been great for a lot of people. Americans been a very bad time for a lot of people. So, and that's where people are getting misconstrued. And it kind of goes back to Jakey flowchart that I've been talking about. Like, we need to reset the offense on this. And the first thing is like, hey, not killing people for being black comes first. Let's get that out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We can all agree on that and still like the military. Guess what? We got to circle back to that at a later time because we got bigger problems.
Yeah, exactly. Like if there was one time where like, dude, why do you have to go on the show? It's so easy to not piss off your teammates there. But anyway, someone said, I'm trying to find it. They didn't tag him in it. It was like a subtweet and they didn't respond to the tweet, but it was a teammate who said something like, I knew who he was and y'all think he's Jesus. Something like playing to like, I know this dude's character, but I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. I said the ones I saw was Alvin Kamara got me good because he put oop instead of oops. And that just made me laugh because that's a good tweet. Michael Thomas said something that was kind of along those lines, not attacking Drew, but like, come on. And then there was another one that was an old teammate that was like, man, we've had a lot of heavy, deep conversations in the ice bucket, and Drew's a good dude and a smart guy, but he lived ignorant to it. So, and I think that's, the conversation I've been having with some buddies is, again, kind of this same conversation, just caring about the police. And like Dak Prescott yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, Jim. Dak Prescott donated $1 million to police training.
Yeah.
And, it made me nervous at first. And I think it does make people nervous because in theory, what happened in Minnesota doesn't get fixed by police training. Those people are, kind of racist murderers. And that's, police training isn't going to change that. So, I went through Dak's thing because I wanted to be clear about it. And on the last page, he said police training and is something about training of, racial profiling or teaching about racism and things like that. So, if the money is going to the right places, and it's just an awkward conversation right now because a lot of people are saying like, so I can't care about the police or the flag or our troops. And it's like, no, because we all do and we all want to. Yeah. But this comes first.
I was shocked when I found out that there's a contingent of Black Americans who don't celebrate July 4th. And then I read up about it. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. This country doesn't really do anything for you, so why is that a celebration? But I was like, what? Because I was just ignorant to it. Never listened or learned. So it's crazy. But Lindsay Adler, to give her another shout out, I liked her tweet on it. She said, really interesting to me that Drew Brees seems to be the first athlete to face widespread backlash for not understanding Colin Kaepernick's message rather than backlash for understanding it. And so we have seen a little swift change there, and that's good.
Yeah.
So shout out Lindsay. Anything else? I think that's all the sports. Go to halftime.
That's it.
That was louder than usual. BBD, you got a state?
Just looking at Lindsay Adler's tweet. Let's see.
Okay.
She's the best.
She is the best.
Cali girl. I'm trying to force your hand.
I think we've done California already. I feel like I shouldn't be repeating a state too soon. God, what did we talk about? Oh, big Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt discussion, New York.
Cool. Wow. It's a huge state.
Holy
and a lot of
smoke,
people
we're in
forget
it.
how big New York is, People just talk about the city, just a small part of it. All of
Big
New York.
state.
Big state.
My sister lives in New York.
Yeah, my aunt does. She lives in Buffalo.
Syracuse.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
New York touches Canada. A lot of people probably don't know that,
Jess is floating around, and I love her. Her mother is a character. She grew up in Buffalo. And she's starting to get on like grandma type shit. She wants kids. She wants us to have a house. And it's like we'll go on our path, lady. We'll get there. But she's been pushing Buffalo hard, just like out of left field. Yeah,
To
your
live
faces
there?
are exact. Oh yeah,
She'd never been.
she grew up there.
Oh, I'm sorry then, Jess.
Yeah. So it's and she goes through, it's going through a revitalization, like they're in the brewery and stuff.
But it's Buffalo.
Like that.
I mean,
Yeah, we have no connection there. It would never work. We don't want to live there. But it was, and I think she knows well enough to like play the heel on it a little bit after a certain point. But she's like, property's cheap up there. She was drinking coffee out of a Buffalo mug. Power move. But yeah, that was a running joke when we were down in South Carolina, and like, of course, I started leaning into it. So I was like, God, no, it would be a fun place to live.
Buffalo,
New York.
So Jess is right. Jess is itching for like house and suburbs.
Oh no, her mother.
Oh, okay. I had my head was in a weird place with all of that, and I talked that with Katie. Like, because we planned on 6 years in Manhattan. That's what Katie wanted, 6 years. But I don't think that's gonna last, because as soon as we outgrow this apartment and then you try to get a bigger apartment in New York City, it really isn't worth it at all. At all. And then,
well, I think it depends on how big the business and the company and stuff like that becomes, because then it turns into like a time is money equation.
It's true, but I would just go to.
We got another office in the heart of the city or something like that, and then
Well, I'm hoping we do. Like, my ideal world is 10 years from now or whatever. Like, we have some kids and maybe we live. I would go to like the Montclair area, like right across the river to those towns, and then just that's what Michael K. A lot of people, the radio producers, they just drive right over. That's the commute, right across the bridge. I wouldn't even mind like Connecticut, but that would just be farther from my parents,
Yeah, train.
But yeah, I was looking up like El Prez, his apartment is public because he did the unboxing, so it's like $5,000 a month. I'm like, at that point,
Yeah, it depends on the numbers game there.
Yeah. But we were having a long talk
That's
because I'm
good.
like, if this fucking quarantine lasts another year, like, let's go rent in a place like with a backyard and a front porch. Like,
Quarantine ended, dude. You didn't hear?
I know. But this was like when we were having this conversation was
Right.
when it was like, you know, if our lease is up and quarantine's still going strong, like, I don't want to relive in the city for a year when we just are stuck in the apartment.
Yeah.
So it was wild conversations. Buffalo didn't come up though.
Not yet.
But my aunt did bring buffalo wings from Buffalo and they were good. So Katie's been like,
Oh,
she likes those a lot.
good state, David.
Good state. Good state. Good state. Good state.
We like it.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
Porn star Nacho Vidal held in Spain after man dies in toad venom ritual. The porn star Nacho Vidal is being held in Spain after a man died in a toad venom ritual. A man was arrested after reports that he mooned his neighbors who asked him to stop mowing yards that aren't his. Ibuprofen is now being tested as a coronavirus treatment, which will piss me off to no end. Brewery wants to pay someone to hike Appalachian Trail while drinking. And a Texas man finds $850,000 worth of cocaine hidden in a car he won at auction. And breaking news, Trevor Plouffe's audio did not record on yesterday's Talking Baseball interview because he forgot to turn the volume up.
I read the news today, oh boy, and
That's the news. What do you want to
I
start,
thought he
Jake?
was saying I thought he was saying he was trying to listen, and he couldn't hear anything, but his volume wasn't on.
No, because there's no wavelengths, no waves in the audio file. So you know the wheel that's at the top of yours? It was just set to 0.
It's tough.
That's a tough break. Everyone
I'm a
has
little nervous
that.
because I'm looking at the backup file and it's shorter than the total file. So I always get nervous when that happens. Usually it ends up fine, but I'm nervous.
Why is it shorter? How did that happen?
I don't know. I got to see what was not included, but I was planning to edit it after this, and now it's going to be stressful.
Yeah. Well, let me know if you need any help or anything. I mean, everyone that tries to do this shit will have audio and tech failures.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
oh yeah.
Oh, happened to me on Talking Nicks, by the way. So my audio is the Zoom audio.
Nice.
nice.
I can start
But
running.
good thing I learned how
Snag-
to do the separate tracks.
I can start running Snagit on my computer as a backup for the Zoom sessions, but they don't have everyone's track, so that's not really what we want anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, the Zoom gives you an everyone's track backup as well. So like worst case, I have that.
Dude, ibuprofen, I always say ibuprofen, which is really it's ibuprofen, is a big part of my life. You know, I don't take it every day, but I'm not shy to throw some down the gullet if I have a headache or a pain somewhere.
It's the go-to.
Yeah. And when Corona came, we were told that it's bad because of inflammation or something like that. So we went out, I bought Advil instead or whatever. It was Tylenol, Advil. And now they're saying they're testing it. Like they're saying, hey, actually that may be a treatment. Well, I could have been treating myself this entire time, but I didn't. Like, what's going on here? So I'm mad at them. If it turns out it's a treatment and they told the whole world not to use it in the height of it, it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's a little clickbaity to get the exact emotions that just came out of you. Because it looks like what they're trying to do is that it could help with like acute respiratory syndrome. So like the breathing part of Corona.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I don't think it can like actually treat coronavirus, but it could help you like breathe better if you have Corona. So in a way, But yeah, I
Treating
think
the
the emotion
symptoms,
that
not the
just came
disease.
out of you is exactly what the New York Post wants.
Yeah, the final statement here is our search did not identify any strong evidence for or against the use of ibuprofen from treatment. The current literature does not give conclusive evidence, but they're saying that now some scientists think that ibuprofen may in fact be an effective defense against COVID-19. It's like, of course, man. Ibuprofen's a defense against anything. It's like in Big Fat Greek Wedding, they put Windex on everything. Just take some ibuprofen. You're good.
Take some Windex.
Water, ibuprofen, fresh air. That's my formula whenever I feel sick or headache, cloudy headed. Proven time and time again per my
Not a doctor.
things. This porn star story, I don't even really get it. So Nacho Vidal, you familiar? I'm not familiar. I don't really know any male porn star names.
You know what? The name sounds familiar, but I've also got Nuno Vidal going through my head, Nacho Libre, so I wonder if my brain's just combining that to make a porn character.
That's good. Good character.
But either way, yes. So yes.
The police operation began following the victim's death during the celebration of a mystic ritual based on the inhalation of venom of the Bufo alvarez toad. The toad, a rare species which is native to the Sonoran Desert stretching from northern Mexico into California and Arizona, secretes venom containing a very powerful natural psychedelic substance known as 5-MeO-DMT. Its effects have been compared to ayahuasca, is that how you say that? A
Ayahuasca.
powerful hallucinogenic concoction from the Amazon. Joe Rogan's going to have a field day with this story, right? DMT,
You know what I'll tell the people?
hallucinogenics.
Go check out. There's a hallucinogen thing on Netflix. What's the title of it? I watched it with Jessica. It was a good watch.
The drug doc with all the celebrities.
Yeah. Let's see. Have a Good Trip. Adventures in the Psychedelic. Everyone go check that out. It was entertaining even if you're not into drug stuff. The like opening story that Sting drops is pretty all time. Cuz there is a fear coming into it that it's just going to be people telling their like crazy stories and you're like, well, this kind of sucks. Like I wasn't there and like you're just telling a drunk story basically. Sting's is pretty good. And if you want to turn it off after that, I think it's in like the first 5 minutes, then you're welcome to.
I watched like a tiny bit of that. I think I did watch Stings, but I don't remember it. The back end of this article just promos his business, Vidal. Local press
He's
said
in jail, right?
Yeah, I mean, they think he killed this guy. I think he was inviting people over to his house, and it was like a rich, fancy Hollywood thing. And, I got this new drug. It's the venom of a snake. It'll make you feel great. And then some guy died. But listen to the last line of this article. Local press said the ceremony took place in the country residence of Vidal, a media-savvy porn star in his mid-40s whose Twitter feed is full of ads for his 25-centimeter aromatic candles of the male genitalia available in black, white, or cerise. So now clearly I'm going to Google these candles and what the color cerise is.
Yeah,
Pink,
and I think the
fuchsia.
other thing here is that it's just it's an all-time headline. Like I think this is going to be a meme headline for a few years. One of the things that's gone kind of viral around it is if you've seen the Vince McMahon meme where he starts out interested looking, he gets excited, and then he goes like nuts. Because each line of the headline, Spanish porn star Nacho Vidal, who likes to advertise his aromatic candles shaped like male genitalia, has been arrested on manslaughter charges following a man's death during a mystic ritual in which he inhaled psychedelic toad venom. It's like
it's
boom,
crazy.
boom, boom, boom.
What do you think about the candles? You interested in that?
I like a good candle.
Is it based off his dick? Did he mold it?
Perfect replica of Nacho Vidal's penis. That's the first line on the thing
nice.
there. I've always wanted to do that.
What color would you get? You have always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You wanted us to do that in college. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Still do.
Oh, Jake is. I forgot that that's something you are
Sorry you
genuinely
forgot.
interested in. It's funny. I like this story about the man who's been arrested. He was mowing other people's lawns, and then they were mad at him, so he mooned them. And there's so many moving pieces of living in like a suburban neighborhood and homeowners association. And if you don't take care of your lawn, you're the bad guy. But then if you go mow someone else's lawn, that's such a sign of disrespect. Because like, oh, you can't take care of your property. I'll take care of it for you. You piece of shit. It's basically what you're saying. And then to have a man mowing your front lawn while mooning you, you've been dominated.
Yeah, this is tough for me. Because I almost get everyone's side, but I think the bigger thing that just looms into my head is like, you know, a 42-year-old suburban Jake, if he's out there, probably going to be flashing moons. And I understand why that has to be a punishable offense in society, but I also think there should be like some leeway on it.
They give us
like if there's no kids around, if there's no malicious intent, if there's a situation that says like, hey, I'm trying to do a nice thing, you got mad about it, I'm going to moon you. And I think that should be within the legal rules.
Mooning's fine, unless he's got a gross ass.
I think that's your card to play if you have it.
So where, Jacksonville?
Jayville.
I mean, they gave us this dude's address, which seems fucked up, right?
Jackson. Well, I guess you could find his neighbors too if you want.
That's what I'm trying to find. The
Jacksonville's a bizarre place, man. I mean, half of it is like nice coastal beach city, and the other half is.
I think we're in Illinois. I think we're in Jacksonville, Illinois, not Jacksonville,
Holy
Florida.
smokes! Get out of there either way.
Yeah, I think we're in Jacksonville, Illinois, and I'm trying to find. Okay, so this is this dude's house. I mean, this is weird that we can just do this.
Oh, for sure.
The world's a weird place, but let's take a look at his lawn and his neighbor's lawn. So this is his lawn right here.
Okay.
It's pretty dead,
Looks
but it's
brown
not
in this
overgrown.
picture.
What's that?
Looks, yeah, that's very, very brown compared to some green splashes.
No, which neighbors? I'm guessing, he was across the street. These people look like they don't take care of their lawn that well. Splotchy.
No impressive lawns currently. You know what? This was a tough week for Google Maps to come through this neighborhood, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I think this
looks like they were in a drought.
No, look at these leaves on the ground. It looks like
I think that's a dead bush.
Well,
I think that's garbage.
I didn't expect a corner plot from him.
You never do.
Never do. So I was hoping
it's like
this
a nice
would
road to ride a bike down, huh?
Yeah, if you're a little kid, maybe play some games. I was expecting, some concrete evidence. Look at this picture. The lawn looks great in the overhead.
There, the lawns look fantastic from the space view or whatever we call it.
Yeah.
The street view was a tough break. Like they went there in June or July or maybe August, and they'd gone like 2 weeks without rain.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough break because it looks pretty plush from this angle.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's doing good things too. What if this dude it's interesting, Jake. Here's an interesting thing.
Okay.
If someone mows your lawn for you, consider it an insult, right? Because there is shit like that. Homeowner associations, like if you don't mow your own lawn, they'll get mad at you. And then someone comes and mow your lawn. I think the natural response is be like, dude, don't mow my fucking lawn. Like I'll do my own lawn care, blah, 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 If you shovel snow from someone's sidewalk or driveway for them, that's nice. I don't think anyone ever gets upset about that.
No, and that's where some age stuff comes in, right? If you're doing it for like an older person or something like that, and you're doing any of these activities, it's nice. If it's someone who's not, it is a slap in the face. It's like, you could have done this, but here I'll go. Because that's a tough break. And it's basically saying, maybe people like their lawns at different lengths. Maybe, they like a little more plush in there. Maybe they got kids that play around in the yard and they're playing tackle football. They need a little more give when they land.
Yeah. You know what they should do in my town in Livermore? It was like a nice town, but they just decided like we're not going to cut the grass and we're going to have it be long grass that kind of like flows over. You know what I mean?
I
And they're
found
like,
the solution.
that's our style. And I'm like, is that allowed? Here, look at the grass, and this is my neighborhood. See how long that is? So they don't even cut it.
Whippy.
So it's just like long and laid over.
It's like a links course.
But the the homeowner association is like, no, this is what we're going for.
It's a nice
so no one can be
bush.
upset about it.
Yeah, Jim, and I found the solution. Although I'm happy you could relive your Livermore days that Big Baby
thank you.
David was yawning during. Come on, David.
Jeez.
Yeah, tough break.
Oh.
No, if
I don't
you're the
recall
other,
Leon, but I believe you.
you're the other neighbor, this is an easy solution. You go over to that guy's house and you start mowing his lawn. You have a lawn off. You got to get in the weeds, literally.
Mhm. Start drawing designs and shit.
Yeah, maybe a scalp a couple areas and be like, "Oops, just trying to help." Oh, you don't like that?
Yeah.
You don't like this right now?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I love it, man. This is a big realization. Rob in the chat, I think he's having the realization as me. He's like, it's interesting that lawns and snow are different. You can't mow a neighbor's lawn. That's rude. But you can clear their driveway for them, and that's nice. Interesting.
Age stuff again, I think, is a big factor there. I think that's the biggest factor.
I mean, when it snowed in Lavalette, I cleared my entire block, every driveway and every sidewalk.
Yeah, I think there's some people that could get antsy about that because they feel they need to pay it back, or if they have like kids that they're trying to teach them lessons to do that, you're kind of overstepping a boundary there. So I don't think it's a direct correlation.
Usually people are very welcome. They're like, yeah, I like it. Thanks.
Sure.
All right. This brewery seems like a big marketing campaign. They want to pay someone to be their chief hiking officer. This position will include hiking the Appalachian Trail, which runs from Georgia to Maine. Also, the CHO will attend several beer parties along the way because there's nothing like walking across 14 states and chugging a cold one. Devil's Backbone Brewing, a brewery located near the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, posted the job opening on its website. According to the listing, the brewery is going to pay someone to hike the trail. Under qualifications, the website says you got to love hiking and beer. We mean really love it. We're talking 2,200 miles, camping under the stars, pack in, pack out. It's really good marketing because now we're learning about this brewery. But, I mean, is this allowed?
I've got a guy for this job. I'm going to email this to someone.
I got two. Well, Sam has kids now, but Kraus.
Yeah, Sam can't. No.
You're thinking of Kraus,
and
right?
Sam no.
Who are you thinking of?
Jeff likes to educate children. My friend Matt from Denver, Matt Lena.
Okay, let him know.
Yeah.
Is that like, do you have to drink the beer? Are they going to be like, dude, you didn't drink any beer this day. You walked 10 miles, you didn't have a sip of beer, you're out.
I don't know. Tough to say. I think if you're hiking that much, you're okay with having a brewski or two ski, you know?
Yeah, it seems like you're a target for, jerks on the trail. Steal all your beer.
I mean, Matt does some video stuff too, so he might be perfect for this.
Maybe following him with a drone and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I wouldn't want to do it.
No, you got to be a very certain niche, young, high energy. I mean, yeah. What'd they say? 5 to 7 months.
Yeah, you're doing the Appalachian Trail. Yeah. Texas man finds $850,000 worth of cocaine hidden in a car he won at an auction. This is Starsky and Hutch, the Ben Stiller version.
Yeah,
like that's what this is, right?
Literally.
Jack
Might
and
just
Coke.
be a link to the IMDb.
Do it.
Cardicola, do it.
A Texas man bought a car at auction and found he'd also won 74 pounds of cocaine that was stashed inside. The lucky bidder in Laredo alerted cops on Saturday when he stumbled on the narcotics inside a secret compartment. And I love a good secret compartment. That's awesome. Deputies who arrived from the Webb County Sheriff's Office arrived. You wrote arrived twice, writer. Were shown 17 bundles, and police dogs sniffed out another 17 bundles stuffed in a second hidden compartment. Badass. All told, the 34 bundles have an estimated street value of $850,000, large enough to purchase a fleet of Lamborghinis.
What the fuck is that?
What consists of a fleet? 7?
I guess more than 2?
What?
I think Lambos cost good cheese. I think they're, 6 figures.
A fleet is usually a large group of ships, but it can be any group of vessels. How many is in a fleet? 430
fleet?
ships.
What's a minimum fleet?
When it comes to boats, this says 430 is a fleet.
So we won the car at auction. I mean, so
it could be 20. A summer camp could have a fleet of canoes, and it might be 20. So this guy's still using it rather loosely.
Yeah, still not right. Jim, I'm with you. Always love a good hidden compartment, but if I need to know how quickly these were found, because how hidden could they really be?
Well, the second one, it sounds like the guy didn't even found it. The dogs found it. So it seems like the second one was kind of coolly hidden.
Second one, I'll have the second one as a hidden compartment. The first one was just a compartment.
The Lamborghinis typically go for $200,000. So you can get 4 Lamborghinis. I don't think 4 is a fleet.
No, that's what I was going to land at, like 3, which you start doing the taxes on all that. I don't
know who wrote this article. Vincent Barone, but get your words together, dude. You wrote arrived twice, and you said fleet. Clearly wasn't a fleet.
Get a grip, Raymond.
And also, can we see the secret compartment? Like, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Cocaine, secret compartment, Texas. Let's see if there's another news article that did a better job.
Secret department, Texas.
Over 90 pounds of cocaine found in a secret compartment. Well, we have a picture of the cocaine here. It's huge. It's huge. How secret of a compartment can you get? Was this an SUV? Look at this, Jake.
I'm saying.
Dude, if this is like in Ford Explorers in the trunk, you can lift up the floor and I always kept, in high school, we kept a ton of toilet paper in there in case we needed to TP someone's house real quick.
Sure.
And if that's the secret compartment, that's bullshit. Like everyone knows about that.
Right. It's just a compartment. That's my beef with the story currently. I
know. We need to find... Investigators located a non-factory. Okay, so that's cooler. It's not every car. Compartment in the bed of the pickup truck where the bundles had been hidden. That's a little better. It's a little better. We got another picture. No pictures of the secret compartments. Bullshit. Bad reporting. Yeah. But what would you do if you found 800? Like, you would call the cops, right? Like, I don't even know what to do with that. I'd be so scared that now I'm going to get dead.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, even at the peak of my Jakeness, maybe I keep like one thing and bury it in the yard and just be like, hey, giant cocaine bag buried in the yard. People are like, that's not really cool. And then I'd like struggle with it at night for a little bit. And then I'd be like, that bag is just causing me anxiety for no reason. And then I'd probably flush it down the toilet. And then like I'd wipe a little on my nose to have like 30-year-old excitement. And then I'm like, none of this was worth it.
Yeah.
That's just honesty,
though.
people.
That's more fun than me.
Try being honest with yourself for once in your life.
I am. I just turn it in. Like, I think I'd be so scared. I'd just turn it in. Little bitch. Whoa. Wrong button, dumbass.
It's the better the day. Better the day. Better the day.
Bet of the day. It's the bet of the day. Welcome to the show. It's the bet of the day. Jake gets his bet from Tuesday correct. Eintracht Frankfurt did beat SB Werder. They won 3-0. I was wrong. Jake was right. Eintracht plays Mainz on Saturday, and we both are on the same team there. We have Eintracht winning. Jake, do you have a bet for today? And for those that didn't listen to John Boy and Jake Radio last year, this used to be a very fun segment when there was actually college basketball and college football, NFL, NBA, MLB. It's still fun. We found it again.
Wow.
But wasn't always just Bundesliga soccer. That's what I'm saying.
Don't let it's always wanted to be Bundesliga soccer, Jim. And don't let your sour grapes of losing another bet just get in the way of this. Because I'm winning the people money.
Yeah, you are pretty good. Like 4-0 now in Bundesliga.
I think 5-2, something like that.
Your full-grown height.
So okay, so we now know you are throwing punches across the bow. So everyone's enjoying the German Bundesliga stuff. And as I told you, Eintracht Frankfurt. This is Eintracht Frankfurt week. We got for the people. They're gonna win again this weekend. And here's the thing, Jim, and this ties into a little of what you're saying, just not so rudely. Is that, yeah, we do like to mix it around the sports a little bit, but Bundesliga is happening, and everyone knows last week was Bundesliga week. And Jim, you're gonna like Bundesliga more because you can abbreviate it by calling it the Bully.
No, I like Bundesliga.
Bully, so we like that. Everyone agrees there, so that's good. And we're just gonna keep it on Eintracht Frankfurt for the people because this is Eintracht Frankfurt week. The over-under in this game is 3 on the nose. I'm going to take the under because here's what's going to happen, Jim. I told you Frankfurt was going to get height. They're going to start someone who's taller than someone they sub out from this game. So they're going to get height. But I think, like I said, this is Eintracht Frankfurt's part of the season. But FSV Mainz is going to be prepared. They just won 2 games. They're coming in hot. Mainz wants it. This is going to be an ugly game. Frankfurt sneaks one in late. Take the under.
So you're 2 bets on the same game. You're taking the under.
Yes.
And the under over was, they won 3-0 yesterday.
It's 3 on the nose.
And you're taking the under.
Ugly game.
I like the bet because I'm going to go do some quick research, and that's obvious.
Right. Goalie names?
No, I'm just looking at the last results. Like Mainz, in the last game, Mainz didn't score a single goal. The game before that, they scored 1. Game before that, 0. Game before that, 2. Game before that, 1, 2. So they're not putting up numbers, you know. And Eintracht just won 3-0 after beating Wolfsburg 2-1. They scored 3 before that, scored 2 before that. So they're putting up. So it's a good over-under with 3. I don't think Mainz is scoring a goal. I don't think they're netting one at all.
1-0 late might be an extra time.
But I think Eintracht is cocky. They've won 2 in a row after losing like 6 straight. They may net 1, Jake, think it's going to come easy, rest on their laurels, and then realize in the last minutes, shit, we got to get another one for safety, and I'm fully on the same page as you. It's a 2-0 victory. Eintracht Frankfurt winning. Never been more aligned.
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
Look how small my head looks when I lean back.
Yeah. Well, wasn't I doing the other day, big head? How's I doing that?
You were doing big head. You were leaning forward, yeah.
Yeah. So that's big head, little head game. So everyone, hop on the Eintracht Frankfurt. Jake's putting 5 units on this bet. So
enjoy the Eintracht Frankfurt week. Last week was Bully week. Couple more soccer weeks coming, people.
There you go. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We'll see you on Tuesday. I'll own a dog by then.